What's good, YouTube? Steel here, and the fourth of 5 extra solo battles from Extra Dimensional Crisis is Guzzlord EX, and in this video we'll be taking on this challenge while completing both the task of Psychic only Pokemon and only using 3 diamond or less in one try. Before we begin, I would like to ask y'all to please consider subscribing, as I post all things Pokemon Pocket, from solo battles just like this one to Master Ball level content. Also, if you're interested in a consistent ranked gameplay, I stream Mondays through Friday on Twitch starting at around 11 p.m. Eastern. The link to my Twitch will be down in the description below. And with that said, let's get right into it by taking a closer look at our opponent, Guzzlord EX. And as you can see here, there's like 3 main components in my opinion, maybe 4. One is definitely poison. As you can see, they have I don't know how to pronounce it, but Poipol's evolution, Nihilego, Poison Barb, all cards that are meant to poison you. The second one I would say is disruptive. Guzzlord on his own has a Team Rocket Grunt built into him and can attack and start grindcore flips of coins and could get rid of all your energy. And then they have strong follow-up, and that's exclusively because of Lusamine, giving their Ultra Beast energy out of nowhere. Essentially, they could look like they're down and out, they have nothing to do, and all of a sudden Lusamine gives them energy to start attacking. And again, once again being disruptive, once again using poison. And the fourth thing I would say is bulky, and that goes exclusively to Guzzlord. 170 HP is quite the amount of HP to like take down on just the basic. However, it feels like once again they printed the exact card to like take this down a set ago. It happened with the Alolan Mug deck. And basically, if you go in hindsight and start going, like, I guess retroactively going to all the different dark decks that we've had to face outside of like maybe Darkrai, this one card that came out a set ago just completely annihilates this. Outside of that, there's cards like Cyrus, Iono. They don't really affect us. Celesteela is actually like one of the scarier things. However, sometimes they play, if they play and they don't put Celesteela, you feel super safe. But then on the opposite, you'll see it in both examples. Where there's an example where they didn't put down Celesteela, so we knew we were safe. And then there's an example where they didn't put down Guzzlord, and we knew we were safe. So like, there's times where you'll see these the AI in this challenge specifically go like out of their mind, do a play where they like charge up their Nihilegos, then retreat on purpose just to charge up with Lusamine and have Guzzlord full attacking out of nowhere. Like, you'll see plays like that, and then most of the time they're just like sitting there, just attaching energy, passing, and you're just like, how can one bot play the same deck like so differently? But nonetheless, it doesn't matter what they're doing as long as we know what we're doing, which is, to nobody's surprise, Togekiss. Togekiss, and the card that I was talking about that completely counters everything here is the Comfey. Comfey's ability is that if a Pokemon has psychic energy on it, basically it cannot be affected by special conditions, and if it has any special conditions, it heals them. So you could clearly see why that's so powerful. Initial list that I had was playing Guzma, and it felt so redundant. Like, you don't care about Barb at all as long as you find Comfey, which is why we're playing 2. Technically that could get clunky, but that's why we play cards like Communication and X-Speed, to get it out of the way or to send the second one back for a card that we actually need. Since the release of Rare Candy, Togekiss got that much better and more efficient. That's why we're able to play just the 5 Pokemon. We don't have to play a second copy of Togetic. Technically, you don't even have to play the Togetic, but again, this is just a solo battle. It's not like you're trying to like climb ranked or nothing. You don't have to be like super selective with your cards. The only flex spot or card that I could suggest, like, oh, maybe you could swap out, is the second Lily. That's what used to be the Guzma, but I felt like it was, again, redundant. You could technically make the second Lily a Sabrina. That would come up as well. Cards like Cyrus, not as much, and nothing else really fits the theme. So outside of a second Lily, I would highly recommend Sabrina. As far as what we're trying to do, it's pretty clear. Togekiss actually aligns perfectly, where once it attacks and gets the boost to start swinging for 120, plus Cynthia actually swings for 170. So as you can see, we answered the poison problem, which is Comfey completely nullifies that. Then when it comes to the secret little like option of 4 of being bulky, Togekiss is able to completely one-shot a fully healthy Guzzlord EX. When it comes to disruption, the best part about the Togekiss, and especially in this context, is that it only requires 2 energy to attack. So most of the time you're just like throwing a bunch of energy on it, and even if Grindcore hits for 1 or 2 energy, at most it just like deters you or stalls you for a turn, and most likely if it just hits 1 energy, you're still good to go and you're still attacking. So all the points that we mentioned are issues or of notable from Guzzlord EX, we answer them with essentially just what we're doing. Realistically, it's pretty straightforward, and if you stick around for the gameplay, it's the best way to see exactly what I'm talking about, how easy this matchup actually becomes once you just have all the pieces, and everything else in the deck is meant to make that happen. Iono on the Communication, consistency pieces. Cynthia makes it where the first one lets you knock out whatever's in front of you, because Togekiss is essentially swinging for 110. Celesteela is never the active Pokemon, trust me on that, unless it's like their final option, or like their last thing is flipping that coin. They might resort to it. And then the second Cynthia makes it where you knock out literally everything from the Poipo to a fully healthy Guzzlord. And then Lily is just amazing. Just the one is enough to usually get you out of any like tough situation. The second one is just so that you can see it more consistently. And also it just felt more useful than any of the other cards. As always, I hope this video helped you. I hope this list works perfectly for you. This is one of those lists that I could recommend to use in like any other expert solo battle. Although I would probably swap out Comfey for like Sigalith to draw cards or filter through cards, or maybe Giratina so to have as a wall that could get out at any moment. Comfey is exclusively for these poison type decks so that you completely like nullify half of what they're trying to do. So best of luck with the challenge. Thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, and above all else, stay pro. Alright, going second. And we already have Togepi, we have Pokeball, Communicate. Okay, this is a really good hand, especially going second. And especially with them leading Guzzlord. Granted, they could have Celesteela and completely swap out however they want, but... Pokeball's fine. Okay, so they definitely have the option to go Celesteela, probably. Second Guzzlord we don't care for. Okay, so never mind. They're not going to be swapping around, which actually benefits us completely. We will Pokeball first because we already guaranteed Togepi. And I guess technically we wanted that a little more secured, but it's all good. Alright, the Comfey we're going to hold for communication. But we'll wait a turn on that. So let's just go here. There's nothing to worry about in this current situation because due to the Celesteela being not on the board, they have no way of manipulating the board whatsoever. Like at most, they could give Guzzlord energy and pass. And I don't know what they're thinking. It's not like they have... Yeah, they're not playing anything that makes that the correct play. If we grab Togekiss from here, the game's basically over. If it's Togetic, it's going to take a little bit, but we should still have it. Alright, yeah, that's the game. Granted, we would like a Cynthia. Like, if we draw Cynthia, then we're really in there, but... The Cynthia's for, like, the follow-up. We're able to one-shot even a Guzzlord EX. Poison Barb we don't care for, thanks to Comfey. Second Togekiss doesn't help. We'll keep charging up Togekiss, though. Because the Grindcore attack, right? Yeah, if we top deck Cynthia, then we knock out anything they put forward. Otherwise, it just is what it is. This is the niche situation in which we would have like preferred the Sabrina, like instead of like Lily maybe. But Lily also keeps us out of range of Tyrannical, so. Okay, I was like, hopefully they don't take up too much energy. No Cynthia, but we could safely build up the Togekiss in the back because we do have X speed. So even if Grindcore takes out all our energy, we're fine. Not sure what happened to my voice there, but we're good. That's Lily. And we're able to stay in like safely. Not only, first of all, we have Lily but we didn't have the Lily because they have no way of dealing 120 next turn, right? And I just realized that once we knocked out Guzzlord, they still didn't put Celesteela back there. I feel like usually they play better than this, but I'm not gonna complain. And always we do multiple examples, so it's not like, oh, this one worked, so like, oh, trust me, this list works. Like, I do multiple tries, not to mention all the testing that I did beforehand to make sure I'm giving you the best list for the challenge. And as you can see, rather easy. Granted, I feel like they usually play better than that. They don't tend to like lock up their board without having like the option to Celesteela stuff back and forth. But hopefully they have a better performance in the second attempt. Alright, going second. I think, again, I lose track when I do so many, like, between practicing and like the final build that I show y'all. Alright, let's see if they... Okay, you see, now is a real attempt because they have the Celesteela to swap around. No Guzzlord, but as soon as I get one knockout, they can start setting it up. They can Celesteela, I mean, not Celesteela, Lucamine it to have like all the energy they need. Alright, okay, this Comfey is really good because it guarantees this is Togepi. I guess the question is if I want to Iono or not. We do have Togekiss here, which is ideal. I almost want to put an energy here so that we don't get hit by poison. Regardless, we need too many cards to like have Togepi live next turn. And that's if they see the evolution, right? Yeah, but it buys us enough time. It buys us time, which is what we need more than anything. So we'll pass. Keeping this one in hand, essentially for let's see here. Okay, so they didn't even have the evolution, but they did have a perfect coin flip there. Doesn't change the fact. This is essentially the same thing as if they had evolved there. All right, let's research because maybe there's rare candy play. Okay, so no rare candy, but we do get to do, like, set it up where next turn we got everything going for us. And we could afford to put this down now. We could even technically switch and attack for 40 here, but... I guess with double Lily, okay, yeah, because of Lily, we're able to swap this, swing for 40, and even if they hit us with either perfect flip or the evolution, we heal back up to full, and Togekiss knocks out this while preserving the Comfey. And yes, there's the possibility that they just Cyrus, but then that's like the same end result, right? If I didn't have double Lily, I wouldn't do that. Even if I only had one Lily, I probably wouldn't do this play. The fact that we have double is why I feel like we could afford to do this. What's that, Pokeball? It's most likely Guzzlord. Yeah, the Cyrus is pretty, like... It's only the one Cyrus that they have, but... Like, I wasn't surprised that that's what they decided to go with. Funny enough, it actually messed us up, huh? Unless we draw X-Speed. Yeah, no. I guess we could Iono. The lilies were important had Togekiss stayed in the active, but here we're just hoping for X speed. Maybe it was rather greedy, but we got the lily back, so it doesn't feel too bad. And just passed, I guess. Pretty good situation to be in, position to be in, anyways. Not too much is pressuring us. Okay, so guaranteed they have Guzzlord in hand. As far as if they're going to be able to build it up at any point, I don't know. They have access to Lusamine, but the way they're spreading out their energy, we're not... Yeah, like... Realistically, like, is Celesteela a problem? Probably not. Not to mention that Togekiss could run this over and then hit Celesteela as well. Which would give them the Lusamine, I'm aware, but... Let's go research. And there's the X speed, a little late, but start building this one up and get the knockout. Yeah, out of the 5 cards we have left, most of them guarantee that we win this. Whether it's the Togekiss, it's either Togetic or Togekiss, which we could communicate to get the Togekiss no matter what, as long as we do one or the other. There's the another Lily, it doesn't really matter, and there's double. I'm blanking out right now, but it doesn't matter now. We got Iono, but double Cynthia. This is the card that was like missing. Like that Cynthia guarantees that we win because we get to one shot even Guzzlord. All right, so in one example they refused to put Celesteela and that cost them the game, and in this example, I don't know what they're thinking, but I guess when you flip like that with Celesteela, you don't care, but. Luckily we have Lily, so that doesn't matter. But at the same time, we could have always swapped back to this Togekiss. They already used their one Cyrus for the game, anyways. Yeah, we get the knockout there, and now basically we knock out everything that they could possibly do. The most damage they could probably do is actually not even, because now they can't put Guzzlord and Celesteela, so it's just game. So I was thinking like, oh, they could go Guzzlord. Lusamine it, but Yeah, their only option would technically be Guzzlord, energy on Poipo, retreat, Lucamine to 2, attack Grindcore, eat up all our energy. Yeah, no, this is GG's. All right. What matters though, or what I want to emphasize, is that had they had the perfect hand, we still would have won this one. Like, had they played it correctly and had Guzzlord and brought up Guzzlord, we beat that as well. Did I mention earlier? I said, oh, we could go Togekiss. I forgot that we had already used it. Regardless, I want to emphasize that had they played it better, we still had complete control of the game and we would have won regardless. As always, thank you for watching up to this point. Hopefully the video helps you. Hopefully the deck works for you as well as it did for me. If you have any questions on substitutions, the list is pretty, not airtight, but pretty like focused on what it has to do. Funny enough, it uses 0 cards from the new set, so you either have access or are able to trade for anything that's on this list. Once again, best of luck, consider subscribing, and above all else, stay pro.